Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had a great day today. I definitely did. And I hope everyone who is watching this video is also having a great day as well. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. And it's not any ordinary Wednesday. It was a Grand Slam Wednesday. AEW Dynamite Grand Slam was tonight. And how was the show? An absolute home freaking run, man. Holy shit, what a show tonight. What a show tonight. This show was absolutely great. It's shows like these that makes me proud to be a wrestling fan. It really makes me does. It really makes me does. That makes no sense. It really does, man. It's shows like tonight that really makes me proud to be a professional wrestling fan. Okay, AEW made professional wrestling fun for me again because everything is just organically fun. Everything was just like the atmosphere tonight was crazy. Like this was AEW's biggest show to date. They managed to sell out one of the biggest arenas, if not the biggest arena in North America. 20,000. I think it's like 20,000 people in the Arthur Ashe Stadium. And in Queens, New York. And holy shit, man. Like, yo, this felt like an Attitude Era equivalent show. The way the atmosphere and the fans going crazy for most of the show. Like it just feels amazing. Like it felt like a mini WrestleMania on television, on free television. It felt like a mini WrestleMania. Everything was just absolutely great. Everything. Okay, from Omega to Danielson, which we will talk about in a few, all the way up to Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho, which that was a great match as well. And everything in between was just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait I cannot wait to talk about this. This is going to be, oh man, here's the non-spoiler. Okay, if you guys did not watch AEW Grand Slam tonight, go out of your way to do so. Okay, if you love AEW, or not even that, if you love professional wrestling in general, I recommend you watch this show tonight because this show was absolutely incredible. We're making history, guys. We are making history, man. AEW is making history, and I couldn't be prouder. I am so happy to be elite. I really, really am. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, this show was just incredible tonight. And the best part, there was no hot-shotting needed. Wink, wink. WWE, take some notes. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, great stuff. So I'm definitely going to go over the entire show. But before we do that, we do have some AEW news that happened, not today, but it happened on Monday. And yo, this is some great news. Great news. So AEW and the Owen Hart Foundation are having a partnership. A freaking partnership. And here's what it has to say. This is on September 28th, 2021. Obviously, this was on Monday. All Elite Wrestling and the Owen Hart Foundation, a not-profit charity which provides a vast range of assistance and opportunities to individuals in need across the world, are collaborating to honor the legacy of the late wrestler Owen Hart, a beloved figure in the professional wrestling community and beyond. This collaboration includes a launching of an annual Owen Hart Cup tournament within AEW, which we would see the winner receive a cup known as the Owen, as well as the production and distribution of unique and original Owen Hart merchandise, including specific retail goods, as well as the upcoming AEW console video game. This alliance incorporates opportunities to develop Owen Hart action figures via AEW, partnership with Jazzwares, apparel, posters, and additional collectible merchandise. Owen Hart is survived by his wife, Dr. Martha Hart, who spearheads the Owen Hart Foundation with a mission of providing global aid to at-risk communities, e.g. sponsorships, housings, various forms of international assistance, food drives, backpack giveaways, and Christmas projects. AEW relationship with the Hart family dates back to our inaugural pay-per-view event, Double or Nothing, in 2019, and Owen's influence is still felt today, said Tony Khan, AEW CEO, GM, and head of creative, to extend his memory and his legacy, and even further through this agreement is a powerful and meaningful moment for the entire wrestling community. The Owen Hart Foundation is extremely pleased to partner with AEW in this wonderful joint venture to honor Owen's substantial international wrestling career and the lasting influence he and his craft he has had in the sport. AEW's Owen Hart Cup tournament serves as a tremendous tribute to Owen and provides an incredible way for professional wrestling enthusiasts to celebrate his work in the most fitting way. We trust that Tony Khan and his amazing AEW team will do a brilliant job with this highly anticipated project. The Owen Hart Foundation / AEW partnership is my special gift to all of Owen's magnificent loyal fans who forever remember him and his inspiring repertoire of talents, said Dr. Martha Hart. And it says about some extra stuff about the Owen Hart Foundation and about AEW. If you want to read the entire statement by AEW, the link is in the description. But yeah, man, this is exciting. This is absolutely exciting, man. Like, we all know that Owen Hart is an absolute legend. He is an absolute legend. And he doesn't really get celebrated enough. And, of course, before we had AEW, before we had a company that is equal to WWE, all we had was WWE. And the way WWE handled the Owen Hart situation, it didn't really settle. It really didn't sit down. It really didn't sit well with Martha Hart, and rightfully so. Okay. Obviously, of course, WWE doing a terrible job with the Owen Hart tragedy and what happened in that situation. Of course, Martha Hart didn't want Owen Hart to be associated with WWE, and rightfully so. But everyone has been asking, can you at least put him in the Hall of Fame? He absolutely deserves it. But at the same time, I can understand where Martha Hart is coming from, because Martha Hart doesn't want her deceased husband to be associated with a company that were pretty reckless with Owen Hart's situation. So I could definitely understand where Martha Hart was coming from, but it really sucked that Owen Hart wasn't really being celebrated. You know what I mean? But so this was big news. The fact that AEW was able to make a deal with Martha Hart and the Owen Hart Foundation to do all of this, first of all, they're doing a Owen Hart Cup tournament, which is freaking amazing. Okay, because again, Owen Hart will go down as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. He was incredible. He was incredible in the ring, and I really wish that I was alive to see him wrestle. Obviously, I wasn't born till the early 2000s, so I didn't have the pleasure to see watching him wrestle live, but going back, watching the stuff on the WWE Network and watching the stuff on Peacock, he is definitely one of the best professional wrestlers of all time. His matchup against Bret the Hitman Hart, I believe WrestleMania 9-10, will go down as one of the greatest matchups in professional wrestling history between Bret Hart and Owen Hart. Such an incredible matchup. So I'm glad that Owen Hart is finally being celebrated. And the fact that we're not just getting a tournament, but we're also getting like merchandise. He's going to be in a video game for the first time in a long time. So that's pretty big news. And it's just exciting. It really, really is. And yeah, I'm just really excited, man. I'm glad that Owen Hart is finally being celebrated. And honestly, and some people like to like shit over this news on social media on Mondays saying like, "Oh, this is not in WWE." Like, "Oh, this is messed up by AEW." Really? You're going to turn this into a WWE versus AEW thing? This is beyond a WWE versus AEW thing. Okay, for the first time, where Owen Hart's legacy can finally be celebrated. Okay, it doesn't fucking matter what promotion like does the celebration. Okay, as long as his legacy is being celebrated. Okay, and AEW has just so happens to be the company to really celebrate Owen Hart's legacy. But again, this is not a WWE versus AEW thing. Okay, and if you have a problem with AEW doing this, then you're just an asshole. Okay, see, I don't even mind if WWE did this. If Martha Hart made a deal with WWE, I wouldn't mind WWE doing this, as long as Owen Hart's legacy gets celebrated. Okay, because again, Owen Hart is one of the best professional wrestlers in the entire world. Okay, and it's a shame what happened to him. But we want his legacy to, we want his legacy to stay alive, and we want his legacy to be celebrated. Again, it doesn't matter who does the celebrating. It doesn't matter if WWE does the celebration. It doesn't matter if AEW does the celebration. It doesn't matter if New Japan Pro Wrestling or Impact Wrestling. It doesn't matter who does the celebration. Okay, I'm just happy that Owen Hart's legacy is even being celebrated. Okay, and if you have a problem with that at all, then you need to get the fuck out of the wrestling community. Okay, you need to get the fuck out of the wrestling community. Okay, enough said. It doesn't matter what company is doing the celebration. Okay, as long as Owen Hart's celebration, as long as his legacy is being celebrated. And I am absolutely happy that he is being celebrated. Okay, so this is big news. I cannot wait for the Owen Hart Cup. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you guys think could be the winner of this Owen Hart Cup tournament? Like, I do have a couple of picks. Honestly, I got 6 picks, actually. I got Adam Cole, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, Pac, Andrade El Idolo, or Hangman Adam Page. Those are my 6 picks, or one of the 6, to win the Owen Hart Cup tournament. I think all 6 of those men, it would be great for them to win a tournament like that. But again, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Who do you think would win this first annual Owen Hart Cup tournament? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. And again, I can't wait, because he's going to be in a video game. He's going to be in the AEW video game. Like, shit, when was the last time he's been in a video game? I think it was like WWF Warzone or something, like back in the early 90s. Like, this is a big deal, man. And I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. I'm so glad, as a professional wrestling fan, that one of the greatest of all time in Owen Hart, I'm glad that his legacy is finally being celebrated in professional wrestling. It really does put a smile on my face. Awesome, awesome stuff. But yeah, that was the only major news that's the only major AEW news this week. So that's all I got to say on that. Very, very exciting stuff. Again, it's an exciting time, not just to be all elite, but to just be a professional wrestling fan as well, man. Like, this is some great stuff. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. And holy shit, what a show tonight. Okay, but let's start off with the opening matchup, because the opening matchup was easily match of the night. The matchup that I'm talking about is the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega, going one-on-one against Bryan Danielson. And this matchup started the show, and man, oh my God. Bro, literally me trying to explain this matchup will not do it any justice. This matchup was absolutely incredible. This matchup is a match of the year candidate. Like, this matchup wasn't even over, and I already made up my mind that this was a match of the year candidate. This was one of the best AEW matches in the company's history. Not just that, but this is one of the best matchups in professional wrestling in the last decade. That's how good this match was. And keep in mind, this was the opening matchup, and the fans were going absolutely apeshit. Like, this was amazing. And this was the opening matchup. This will go down as one of the best openings to any wrestling show ever. This is going on top of the pillars. There's Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. Then we got Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio at SummerSlam 2002. Then we got Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Okay, these matches, all these matches that I just mentioned have in common, they are incredible matches that open the freaking show. It really tells you that you don't have to be in the main event to steal the show. And my God, Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson stole the freaking show, man. See, they stole the freaking show. Oh my God. Even if you're not an AEW fan, how can you say that this was not a good match? You have to be lying to yourself, honestly. I've seen people on social media, non-AEW fans, people that are not really fans of AEW. I've seen people who absolutely hate AEW actually praised this matchup. Everyone praised this matchup because of how good it was. This was such an absolute match. And again, me explaining it would not do it any justice. Go out of your way to watch this matchup. This is definitely a match of the year candidate. One of the best matches in AEW history. And this is such good shit. This is actual good shit. And the best part, that it ended in a draw. It ended in a draw after 30 minutes of perfection between Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. And I'm glad that it ended in a draw. That's one of the benefits of having a time limit in your company. WWE, take notes. But yeah, that's one of the big benefits of having time limits in professional wrestling. Because going into this matchup, Kenny Omega couldn't lose because he's the champion, but Bryan Danielson couldn't lose because it was his debut matchup. So it was the right call by AEW to make this a draw. To absolutely make this a draw. I thought that was a right call by AEW. Awesome stuff. And definitely leave things open-ended for the future. And again, guys, if you love professional wrestling, go out of your way to watch this match. You can be an AEW lover. You can be an AEW hater. You can just be a fan of professional wrestling, or maybe you're new to professional wrestling and want to see some amazing matches. Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Go out of your way to watch this matchup if you love professional wrestling. Awesome, awesome stuff. And I can't wait for their sequel matchup. What they should do, honestly, for their sequel matchup to top this one, they need to do a 60-minute Iron Man match or some kind of Iron Man match. Personally, they should do a 60-minute Iron Man match because why not? And they should do that for pay-per-view for their sequel matchup. You kidding? Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega, 60-minute Iron Man matchup. Yo, bro. I hope AEW makes it happen. And if it does happen, that it has the potential to be like, oh my God. I just hope it happens. I hope we see an Iron Man matchup between Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. I would fucking love to see it. Shit. Like, if Hangman Adam Page doesn't return for Full Gear, why not do the matchup at Full Gear? Do Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man matchup at Full Gear. If Hangman Page is not going to return for Full Gear, and if he's going to eventually return next year, then hell, do the rematch at Full Gear. Do an Iron Man matchup. Either way, it's a win-win for us, whether they do Kenny versus Hangman at Full Gear or Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson at Full Gear. Either way, it's a win-win for us. Oh, definitely a win-win for us. So, an incredible, incredible matchup to start off the show. The Elite attacked Daniel Bryan. First, the Elite checked to see if Kenny Omega was okay, and then the Elite attacked Bryan Danielson. But then Christian Cage and Jurassic Express came for the save, helping Bryan Danielson. So definitely hot start to AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. After that, we got a CM Punk segment, and yo, bro, CM Punk is untouchable on the mic. He is fucking untouchable. Holy shit, he is untouchable. Woo, man. Oh my goodness. Like, we all know he's the voice of the voiceless. We all know that the microphone is his weapon, bruh. But bro, this promo by CM Punk just really establishes that he still got it, man. Oh my God. Awesome segment. Awesome promo. Basically promoting his matchup against Will Hobbs this Friday on Rampage Grand Slam. So yeah, definitely excited for that. And great promo by CM Punk. After that, we get Maxwell Jacob Freeman, the greatest heel of the modern era, going against Brian Pillman Jr. And this was another great matchup. I'm just going to say this right now. All matchups were bangers, okay? All matches were absolute bangers tonight. MJF, during this matchup, by the way, MJF used Julia Hart as bait when Brian Pillman Jr. went for a dive. He just straight up used Julia Hart as bait. No chill whatsoever. And this was a great showcase match for Brian Pillman Jr. Even in defeat, like, Brian Pillman Jr. looks great. But of course, MJF defeats Brian Pillman Jr. Definitely a right call. And great match by both men. After that, we get an interview with both Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Of course, it's an entertaining promo. It's a short but entertaining promo. Of course, they're promoting their matchup against the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, as those two teams face each other this Friday on Rampage Grand Slam. So that is pretty exciting. After that, we get Malachi Black going against the returning Cody Rhodes. And when Cody Rhodes came out, it looked like he was wearing Homelander type gear. So could we see a Cody Rhodes heel turn tease? Could we see it soon? Well, maybe. And there's actually more evidence that we might see a Cody Rhodes heel turn in the near future. But he comes out. Brandy's with him. We haven't seen Brandy in a long time. And this was a great match. This was definitely a great matchup. Like, it wasn't like, honestly, I think their first encounter was better. But in terms of storyline, like, both men still put up a great matchup. But yeah, I thought this was a great matchup by both Cody Rhodes and Malachi Black. During the matchup, as a matter of fact, in the final few minutes, Arn Anderson, it looked like he was trying to distract the referee, but he actually slipped. Well, we didn't really see this because the AEW, the cameraman did a great job trying to hide it. But it was pretty obvious that Arn Anderson actually slipped. And I really hope that's okay. And I hope it wasn't a serious bump or anything. I really hope he's okay. But like, these two men fight. It's the few minutes of the matchup. Cody Rhodes, like, the referee's trying to separate Cody from Malachi Black. Cody accidentally hits the referee. And then while the referee is distracted, Malachi Black spit black ooze on Cody Rhodes. And Malachi Black took out Cody Rhodes with a roll-up. 1, 2, 3. Malachi Black wins the matchup. Great matchup. And again, we could see a Cody Rhodes heel turn. And it's like, I love Cody Rhodes as a face, but it has run its course. Like, we need to try something new with Cody Rhodes. And it's like Cody Rhodes is already being booed anyway by the crowd. A lot of people in the community hate the guy. So why not turn him heel? So, and again, AEW teased a heel turn with Cody Rhodes. And I would absolutely love to see a Cody Rhodes heel run. You kidding? A Cody Rhodes heel run? Like, and again, he already looks like freaking Homelander. Like, we can have Cody Rhodes be like a Homelander type character. A man that, like, wants to do right, but, like, secretly, like, he wants to do some evil, bad stuff. Like, for the people that watch The Boys, like, you know what I'm talking about. And I would like Cody Rhodes to be like a Homelander type heel. I think that would be absolutely awesome. But I really hope that all of this means that we're going to see a Cody Rhodes heel turn. I really hope that's the case. But definitely the right call, giving Malachi Black the win. After that, we got a promo package for Miro versus Sammy Guevara. As next week on Dynamite, we're going to get Miro versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship. And yo, talk about a main event. That is going to be one hell of a matchup, and I cannot wait for that. After that, we get Sting and Darby Allin going against FTR, Dex Harwood, and Cash Wheeler. And this was a fun matchup. This was definitely a very, very fun matchup. But yeah, nothing else to say there. I thought this was a great, fun matchup. Sting looks great as always. FTR protected Sting like a charm. And yeah, this was definitely a fun matchup between Sting and Darby Allin and FTR. Now, before we go over our main event, this is the part of the review where I go over the stuff that is happening this Friday and the stuff that is happening next week on Dynamite. Now, let's go over the stuff that has been announced so far. Of course, Rampage Grandslam is this Friday, and all the matches have been announced. Of course, the matches that have been announced are as follows. CM Punk going one-on-one against Powerhouse Hobbs. Anna Jay going against Penelope Ford. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager going against Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page, the Man of the Year, being accompanied by Dan Lambert, leader of American Top Team. The Lucha Bros, the AEW Tag Team Champions, and Santana and Ortiz will team up against the Butcher and the Blade and Private Party. And Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston will face Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer of Suzuki Gun in a lights out matchup. And obviously the Rampage Grand Slam is going to be 2 hours long. So yeah, like Rampage Grand. Oh, I forgot one more matchup. Adam Cole and the Young Bucks will face Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. How can I forget about that match? Oh my god, I feel so stupid for forgetting about that. But yeah, that matchup is that matchup is happening this Friday on Rampage Grand Slam. So yeah, Rampage Grand Slam is big as hell. It's definitely packed, and I cannot wait for this Friday. So after that, we got our main event of the evening as Britt Baker defends the AEW Women's Championship against Destination Right Now, Ruby Soho. Ruby fucking Soho. And this was the main event of the show, and I'm glad this was the main event of the show. This was a great matchup by both of these ladies. And I would say that Britt Baker has come a long way. She has definitely improved in terms of in-ring work. And again, she's already one of the biggest stars in AEW. And again, you could argue that Britt Baker is the biggest star in AEW. Like, Britt Baker is just that damn good. And again, she has come a long way in terms of in-ring ability. And such an incredible matchup by both of these ladies. Ruby Soho is a great female wrestler, as always, and it definitely showed tonight. And even in defeat, Ruby Soho looks great. And yeah, Britt Baker defeated Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho was distracted by both Rebel and Jamie Hayter. And of course, Britt Baker took advantage of that, and Britt Baker defeated Ruby Soho. But even in defeat, Ruby Soho still looks strong. And it's crazy to think that, like, when Ruby Riott was a part of WWE, she would never be a part of the main event. But now, like, she's in AEW, and one of her biggest matches, like, she's in the main event. This is like her third matchup in AEW. She's already main eventing a big AEW pay-per-view. So this was very big for Ruby Soho. Like, and I'm glad because if anyone deserves to main event, it's both of these ladies. Britt Baker deserves to main event at Dynamite, and Ruby Soho deserves to main event at Dynamite. Both of these ladies are absolutely great in their own right. And again, this was a great match by both of these ladies. But yeah, that's all I got to say. And overall, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam tonight was an absolute home freaking run. And I couldn't be happier. It's a great time to be a professional wrestling fan, and it is a great time to be All Elite. I am very proud. I am very proud to be All Elite. AEW made professional wrestling cool again. And I have AEW in my veins now. AEW is in my freaking veins. Okay, this is great stuff, man. It is such a great time to be a professional wrestling fan, and it's such a great time to be All Elite. But yeah, this was definitely an incredible show tonight. Definitely a fun, great, entertaining show. And yeah, if you guys have not seen this show tonight, go out of your way to do so. This was such an amazing show, especially the opening matchup between Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. And again, we're not even done. We got Rampage this Friday. Rampage Grand Slam, which is 2 hours. And again, let me go over the card for that. CM Punk versus Will Hobbs. Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager versus Men of the Year. Lucha Bros and Santana Ortiz versus The Butcher and the Blade. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer in a lights out match, and Adam Cole and the Young Bucks going against Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. So yeah, Rampage this Friday is definitely exciting. And yeah, it's such a great time to be an AEW fan, and it's such a great time to be a professional wrestling fan in general. But thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated. And I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about AEW Dynamite Grand Slam tonight? Did you guys like this show tonight? Did you guys not like this show tonight? I don't know why you wouldn't like this show, but if you guys don't like this show, you're entitled to your own opinion. But do you guys like this show? Did you guys not like this show? Was there something specifically you like? Was there something specifically you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. But thank you so much for watching. Much appreciated. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to leave a comment. And if you guys like the content that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, this is Gabriel, and I will see you this Friday for Rampage Grand Slam. Have a nice night, everyone.